Good afternoon, and welcome to another Week Walk Wednesday live at lunch feature with our moderator, Karen Jordan. So, we're here to talk about our upcoming Walk to End Lupus Now on October the 16th. And as most of you know by now, we are virtual this year again. This pesky virus called COVID is still kind of rearing its ugly head, and we cannot get together physically at any one of our locations. So we're doing all of our events local, virtual for the rest of this year. But what we are doing is we're going from city to city and we're doing prize pickups. So we're going to go down to Columbus and Augusta and Atlanta, and we are going to be there and handing out the prizes y'all have earned for all your hard work raising funds. So our next drive-through prize pickup is on Saturday, October the 25th, down at Connect Stadium, and that is in Columbus, and that's for our Columbus walkers to come on down and pick up their t-shirts and medals and yard signs if they earn them. And we've added a new incentive this year. If you raise $50 by Friday, you can come and pick up a really cool swag bag. And I'm telling you, they are just loaded with a lot of great items. Just information about not only things like, just different great swag items, but information about the chapter and information about some of our sponsors. So come on down, raise $50, stop by. If you've raised more, come down and pick up your t-shirt, your medals, your prizes, and do that. And we look forward to seeing you. We can't wait to be there and connect with the community. We had a great experience last year with this, and we look forward to doing it again. At this time, I would like to introduce our moderator, Karen Jordan. Karen has been on this journey with us for years. She started walking in the 2013 walk, and she did that in memory of a friend. So, Karen, just share again how you got involved with the walk.
Absolutely. In 2013, I lost one of my best friends to lupus, and I knew that she had lupus, but even though she was one of my closest friends, I really didn't understand it at that time. And when we lost her, her friends and her family, it was a huge loss to us. And one of the things that she wanted to do was do the lupus walk. And she did not get the opportunity. So friends and family came together and we formed a team, 50 Shades of Awesome, and we began to walk. And so that's where, I really got super involved with it. And every year it is just escalated and doing more and more things to just ensure that no one else has to go through what we went through when we lost our dear sunshine, Lisa Singaphone. So all of this is definitely contributing to her memory. But I've come across so many people that are living with lupus, and it's a lot. It's a lot on the family. It's definitely a lot on the individual. And so anything and everything that I can do to advocate, to raise awareness and raise funding to hopefully one day find a cure is definitely something that I put a lot of heart and soul into. 50 Shades of Awesome has been a great source of comfort for me. And I definitely hope that this year we will break the $100,000 mark in our fundraising. So I'm super, super, super excited about that. There are so many people that are involved with this organization that are working so incredibly hard to ensure that no one else loses a loved one. The work that the Lupus Foundation does is incredible. The volunteers that come together are outstanding. And I'm just very excited to be here and do Walk Wednesday and share all of these wonderful things that the foundation does. But not that, the people, the advocates, the lupus warriors that, we're able to get closer to is just outstanding. So that's what we are here to do, is just to give a lot of encouragement and let people know how they can get involved and what they can do, and give you a little peek behind the people that you're doing this for.
Right.
And that's exactly what we're doing here today. So very excited.
Well, Karen, that's exciting. And that's what we had mentioned a few weeks ago. Our walk chairs get together on a weekly basis. And I'm so grateful along with you, Karen. I'm so grateful for all you do, all they do. But this has been a lot of work behind the scenes, and you
Absolutely.
get to see the front facing image of our walk chairs and
Yeah.
what they do as walk chairs for the Lupus Foundation. But we felt that this was an opportunity to really get to know who they are and
Yeah.
share their wonderfulness with the world, because they are just absolutely fantastic. And before we move on, I do just want to thank 50 Shades for all you do. And you say you're inspired by the lupus community, they're inspired by you to have your support and continued support throughout this journey, because that's what it is. It's a journey. Lupus
Absolutely.
is a lupus doesn't go into remission. Of course, it's the disease settles down. It's considered remission, but it's a lifelong journey. And
Absolutely.
people are up and they're down. And to have the kind of support that we have from 50 Shades means the world to all of us. So, Karen, thank you so much. And I am going to bring in our speaker, our guest this week, Miss Detra Holloway, has joined the call here. And Detra is our walk chair for the Columbus Walk. And Detra, how many years have you been doing this walk?
11 years.
11 years.
Yes,
Amazing. Just
ma'am.
amazing. Starting out from your little group of 25 walkers or 10 walkers down at Lake Bottom Park down in
Yes.
Columbus. And look what it's ballooned into. And you really have quite a following down there in Columbus. But Detra is not only our walk chair for Columbus, she is also the support group leader for the Columbus support group. So I'm going to bow out at this point and let you two take over the conversation. Before I go, I just want to thank the two of you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do, for the lupus community. You both really are just inspirations, and your dedication, your stewardship, your hard work and commitment is reaping results in the community. So thank you.
Hey, okay, walkers. And Detra, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm so very excited to talk to you and dig a little deeper and let people in and know what a wonderful person that you are beyond what they get to see as the walk chair. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do that.
You're
And
welcome.
so the first question I want to ask you is, have you always lived in Columbus? That's your home base. That's the city you're representing. Have you always lived there?
I didn't
Detra?
hear anything.
Okay, yeah,
Connection.
you went out for just a second there. It's okay. I was asking, have you always lived in the Columbus area?
No, I moved to Columbus in 1998. In
Okay.
98, I moved to
Okay.
Columbus.
So where are you originally from?
I was born in Savannah, Georgia, but my dad was in the Marines, and that took us to Alaska. So I stayed in Alaska for, I want to say about majority of my life I lived in Alaska.
Wow,
Yeah.
Alaska. So that's definitely a unique place to live. What was that like?
Cold. You get snow. There's no humidity, and the cold is not really that bad. I feel like Georgia's cold is worse than Alaska's cold, because here we have the bitter cold, and then in Alaska it's more of a dry cold. So it's not as bad as people think or what they see on the National Geographical Channel. It's not that bad.
Really? That's interesting. Well, we definitely have a lot of humidity here in the South. So I can imagine that's a little bit different, but that it's colder here than it is there. I don't know about that.
Yes, it is. I promise you.
So you were a little Eskimo baby.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Okay. And where did you go from there? How'd you come into the deep South?
Um, Marriage. My husband was
Awesome.
military. and we ended up being stationed at Fort Benning. Yep.
Okay,
So
great.
that brought
Okay.
us here.
Definitely. So, so tell me about the family life. You're married and kids.
Yes, I have two daughters, four bonus kids, and two grandsons, 16 and 6, and then a bonus grandbaby that's a little over 1.
Okay, so we're all mesmerized that you are a grandmother.
Right.
You look fantastic, and
Thank
you have
you.
so much energy and do so many things. That's absolutely amazing. So, now I do know that you have lupus, but can you share with us, like, how did you come um, into finding out? How long have you been diagnosed with lupus?
We
Did you
froze
did
up
you hear that?
again.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
did you hear that? How
Uh-uh.
long have you been diagnosed with lupus? How did you come to find out about it, and how did you reach diagnosis?
Well, I was in 2008, my ankles were swelling, really bad. And I hadn't been doing anything different with my routine or as far as what I was eating. So I went to my primary and he ran some tests and he said, well, if you have protein in your urine. And he sent
Mhm.
me to a kidney doctor.
Gotcha.
And that first kidney doctor, he ran tests, and at first he took me off of, ibuprofen
Mhm.
medicine to see if that was the issue. That didn't solve it. So then he did a kidney biopsy.
Wow.
After the kidney biopsy, he didn't tell me what the true results of the biopsy was, because I don't know if it was a facial expression or maybe I was looking worried. Like he didn't tell me at that
Right.
moment that I had lupus, because we know that with a kidney biopsy you're going to really get a true accurate reading
Right.
of what's going on with your kidneys.
Mhm.
But he did say he wanted to put me in the hospital for 2 days and just pump me up with steroids. And I was like, no, like, why? Like, what's going on? And
Mhm.
he was like, no, we just want to preserve your kidneys. So I was like, no, that, he wasn't going to give me any more information than that. So I went back to my primary and asked him to refer me to another doctor.
Right.
And the second doctor, and I thought I was doing good by taking all my medical records, trying to help
Mhm.
him out so he wouldn't have to do so much more intensive testing and all that. But no, he said that we're all in the same network, and I agree with
Mhm.
what the first kidney doctor said.
Wow.
So I didn't go back to him. I went back to my primary
Yeah.
and asked him to refer me to another kidney doctor. And that
Right.
kidney doctor, he did his own lab work. He looked at the first doctor's, kidney biopsy and everything.
Mhm.
And he told me that I had lupus on November 5th, 2019. It was a day before my 39th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So
So
for
that's
that
November 5th, 2009.
19, yeah, 9. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 2009.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is wild. And it's interesting though, because that's something that I hear in common from a lot of people that they visit several doctors, they don't really get clear answers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why he wouldn't just share with you that, if nothing else, his suspicions of what was going on. But
Right.
with the kidneys, that's serious. That's very
Yes.
serious to hear that. So, and from there, starting out, did you end up having to go into the hospital or?
No.
Oh,
The third kidney doctor, he, you know, got me on Plaquenil and other regimens,
okay.
steroids to, just get the lupus under control. And then I probably saw him for I still see him now, but probably after like 6 months, then he referred me to a rheumatologist, because then, you know, I started having the joint pain and the body aches, and that's dealt with by a rheumatologist. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. Wow. Everybody's story is so different when it comes to the lupus, you know, and the discovery of it and how long it takes, and even down to the effects on the body. But I'm glad that you were, you know, so adamant to advocate for yourself, to say, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't feel right for
Right.
me. And that's definitely something important for everyone to know, is you have a voice. You absolutely have a voice to, you know, get answers. And if you're not getting, you know, an understanding of what's going on, move on.
Right.
So important. So now, you know, you have lupus at this point. When did you get involved with the Lupus Foundation?
That would be, so of course I went online just trying to find out as much information as I could about lupus, because I had never heard of it.
Right.
And I came across the LFA chapter.
Okay.
And went to my first walk at Piedmont Park in 2010.
Yeah.
And I was just so amazed at the thousands of people that were at that park bringing awareness to lupus. And I was just baffled, like, this many people, you know, are affected by this disease that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
It was really like a kind of surreal, because I'm looking like, there's no way, like, I've never heard of lupus.
Yeah.
And at Piedmont Park, we know there's, you know, 9,000-10,000 or more people walking.
Right.
All the different teams and just the support, and I was really blown away.
Yeah. It's overwhelming to see, you know, the congregation of people and that are there to, you know, support lupus and have this awareness of it, advocating, raising awareness, and, you know, all of the funds that are raised to help people that are dealing with it, and fund research. My first walk, I kind of had the same feeling, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so many people that are in tune, you know, to help on
Right.
a disease that so many people still have very little awareness of. I think in this age, especially as time goes on, social media and, you know, the internet, the connectivity, you know, communication tools that we have today, it definitely helps, you know, with our advocacy to spread the awareness. But I can definitely imagine your feeling. I had the same one when I went to my first walk, like, where are all these people coming from? Like, it's just crazy. And that's just in our city, you know.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's just in Atlanta. So now let's kind of fast forward, because you're not in Atlanta, you're in Columbus. So I'm guessing that was a little inspiration to kind of, you know, spread the joy around.
Yes, definitely. And because Columbus is about an hour and a half away, I started thinking, I was like, okay, well, I need to do something in Columbus. You know, I want more of, you know, my friends and family to participate. I want to get more awareness out there in my community. Because if I didn't know anything about it and there was nothing, you know, being done in the Columbus community. So I had my first walk at Lake Bottom Park with 20 people.
Wow. Okay. So
20
what year was
people.
that you did that?
That was 2011.
Wow. Okay. So that was just a year later,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So you jumped right in 2 feet.
I jumped
Like,
right in. Yes.
I'm the leader and we're going to do
Yes.
this.
Yes.
That's really awesome. That's
Yes.
absolutely amazing. So just a lot of your family and friends starting out.
Well, I don't have all of my family's in Savannah. My parents just moved from Alaska here. So it was mostly just my my friends, people, girls that I work with that I grew close with, that like sisters with me, that now they're on my team.
Yeah.
And my husband and my daughters.
Yeah.
So
That's really awesome. I love that. That's it.
yeah.
That's incredible. So that kind of the start of you doing a formal walk in Columbus? How long did it take to get to that point?
I want to say by the next year,
Mm-hmm.
because after seeing that the Atlanta chapter had teams,
Mm-hmm.
I decided who I wanted to be on my team.
Yeah.
And then I asked them to come to my house. We had a meeting. I let them know, what my goals were, what I was wanting to do. They all knew that I had lupus. And I just told them that I wanted Columbus to be a walk city, that we need to come up with a team and hold yearly walks. So from that point, we have meetings. We set meetings from like January to maybe March.
Yeah.
And we did everything as a team in my living room, in my dining room. We created, our came up with t-shirt designs. We decided on what fundraisers. And when you have, 10 different women, they all have different things going on in their own personal life. But
Yeah.
having so many people to help give their input, it allowed us to have, lots of different fundraisers, lots of different ideas, you're going to get 10 different views or opinions from everybody. So that
Yeah.
was like the big thing, is just having a team and them supporting,
Yeah.
supporting me. And then
Yeah.
at first it was just about me, but as the years went by, I was like, no, this is about all my lupus warriors. Like, we are in this together. I just started meeting so many people that had lupus, and people that were like right around the corner from me.
Right.
Literally, I was
Yeah.
meeting a lady to get donations and stuff, and we were meeting on this one corner. And I was like, well, where do you live at? And when she told me, I was like, I can walk to your house. So
Yeah.
it's just really, and even to this day, so astonishing that I still meet people that do not know that we have the walk, that we have
Yeah.
the meetings and stuff. So advocating it's really hard, but I'll
Yeah.
keep going and going and going until we get this cure.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I am definitely on Team Detra for that, for
Yeah.
sure. So I love it. And I love your enthusiasm and your passion. And you touched on a couple of things. So when you think about overall putting the walk together, bringing that to Columbus, what do you find is the most challenging part in being the walk chair, being the organizer for all of these things? What's most challenging for you?
Ooh, I would have to say trying to be creatively
Mm.
different, because in order to keep people engaged, you have to flip that bar. You got to do something different that's going to keep people like wanting
Mm.
to stay engaged. And a lot of
Right.
times people don't even want to get involved until, which is sad, until that disease has actually hit home, is when,
Right.
more people really start to want to advocate or, be a part of different things. And it shouldn't get to that point.
Yeah.
But I find that to be the most challenging, is just being creative with coming up with something different every year, and not
Yeah.
just do the same thing, so that we can either reach new people or, keep the same supporters that we have, just keeping them
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that. That's I think that's a challenge across the board, is the engagement and making sure that you have the opportunity to continue to raise the awareness among people who are not aware, right?
Right.
It's not just the same people, but expanding our reach into the community.
Exactly.
So when you know, so if you had a direct link um, to other people that aren't involved with the walk, what would you want to share with them? And what would you say? You have an audience with the people who haven't are not even aware that there's a Columbus Lupus Walk. What would what would you say to that person?
Um,
There we go. Detra?
oh, it went away.
Yeah, it froze just a little bit. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I was saying the pamphlet, the lupus pamphlet that we have, that chapter has, that has
Mhm.
all the information that anyone, like, that pamphlet gives you all the information about lupus. If anyone had any question, doubt, or whatever, I would give them that, because you would want to know, what are you about?
Mhm. Oh, we're having just a little bit of a connection issue here. Hopefully, Detra will be right back with us. There we go. Detra, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. You had gotten to the point where you said that the pamphlet pretty much has everything that they need to know about lupus. It's a roadmap introducing them to it, and then that's when you kind of went out.
Oh yeah. What did I say after that? Yeah, just making sure that they know what lupus is, how it affects someone, the different things they go through. Keep on out.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know it's a little bit stormy here in Georgia today, so cloud cover and rainstorms and whatnot. Um, So, well, let me step on to the next thing, because I know we can't keep you here all day, although I'd
Uh,
love to. I'm sure we could talk for hours. Um, so tell me, I'd love to hear what the most rewarding moment you've had since you started advocating for lupus. Detra, are you there? Okay, can you hear me now?
now I can. I didn't hear
Okay.
anything you said before that though.
Yeah, I was asking, what is the most rewarding moment that you've had since you started advocating for lupus?
The most rewarding moment. Um,
I know
one
it's
for
hard. You've been doing this for a long
for the
time.
city, they acknowledged May as being Lupus Awareness Month. Um, and Mayor Teresa Thomason read the proclamation at our 2015 walk.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's always good to have that recognition.
Right. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So,
For me thinking that there no one in the city knows about it. Yes.
right, right. Well, that makes it official. It's not just even, acknowledgement, but it's official, you know,
Right.
registered with the city. So I love that. Um, and what do what contribution or achievement, I guess, would it be the same thing, that the most rewarding moment and what you find is your best contribution to the lupus community, one and the same, or is there something different that you'd like to talk about?
Repeat that again, because your phone. I didn't
The
hear all of the
connection.
question.
Okay, so tell me, what contribution or achievement are you most proud of, outside of getting the proclamation from the city for the walk?
Um, I would say that the Columbus Walk is on the national calendar. Like that was something that I wanted. Like I remember telling one of the girls, like probably during the first year, and I was
Yeah.
like, I want Columbus on that national walk calendar.
Yeah. There you go. You're there. You're big time. You are national, baby.
The LSA side, and on Georgia to see Columbus there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's definitely awesome. So you do so much. So you are the walk chair, um, and you work full time. You're a mother and a grandmother, and then you still even have time for additional work within the lupus community in running support groups. So I'd love for you to share more about that because that's huge.
Yeah. Now before I started facilitating, that was something that I had to pray about.
Yeah.
Like if that was, a place where I wanted to be. Did I want to hear about other people's, issues and problems? And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that I didn't want to. It's just I didn't want I felt like it would be a little bit additional stress.
Right.
But the more I started to learn about lupus and attending the symposiums and listening to teleconferences, and I was like, you know what, I can help someone
Right.
with the simplest, with giving them the resources and coming up with something different that I can help them, because that wasn't there for me when I got diagnosed.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that right there, and just it's like even though you go to a symposium every year, you always get that nugget that you're like, wow, you just didn't know.
Right.
And being able to share that with the next person
Yeah.
it
Absolutely.
always feels rewarding to me that I can help someone. Even if I have one person join the meeting, I'm
Yeah.
gonna help that one person.
Yeah. And I'm certain that having so much knowledge and experience, there's so many people that are out there hurting and suffering, and we all tend to think we're the only ones, you know, and to
Right.
know you said it, we are in this together, you know,
Yes.
we are in this together. So the lupus warriors, their caregivers and support team, their coworkers, their friends, absolutely their family. You need people around you when you're going through tough times, when there's a flare up, so I definitely can understand that you are most relatable because you've been through it.
Right.
So I definitely applaud you. How often are you doing the support groups?
Once a month, the first Thursday of every month.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So it is time for us to wrap up here, and I can't
Okay.
believe it. The time went so quick. I could definitely continue on for another half hour, but so I just want to come back and recap. Detra, you've been wonderful, and it's so great to get to see and hear some of the things behind the scenes that is going on with you, and a little bit about your background, Alaska. That's so I love that. That is definitely a huge nugget of information I would not have expected. But so Saturday is coming up. Can you give the details to remind everyone about the drive-through this Saturday?
Saturday we'll be at Connect Stadium. If you volunteered to set up, we'll be there at 9:00, 9 a.m. sharp to get set up, and then the
Yeah.
event will start. The event will start at 10:00. So we'll be there from 10 to 12. Come
Yeah.
through with your cars decorated. If you want to donate canned food drive, if you are a top team, you can pick up your signs. And then Terry also let us know about a new incentive. If you raise at least $50 by Friday, you'll get a cool swag bag. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to getting a swag bag. So we just look forward to everyone coming out. We're gonna, continue to practice our social distancing and just be safe and make it happen. We're doing things differently, but we still gotta, let people know that we are here, that the support is here in Columbus.
Absolutely. So, walkers, this is Miss Detra Holloway. She is looking forward to you joining her on this Saturday. If you are in Columbus, come and pick up your rewards and your signs and your T-shirts and swag bags. And if you have any questions, you can definitely go on to the website and take a look for any additional information that you might need. And this is Walk Wednesday. This is Miss Detra Holloway, and I am Karen Jordan. And we thank you so much for joining us today. Have a blessed one.
All right. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.